everybody, it is Romania Black, and I'm not going to lie, as soon as you all said you wanted me to react to Witch Hat Atelier Kitchen, I did not hold back. I bought the volume as I'm recording this. I actually haven't finished season 1. I have recorded up to episode 10 as I'm recording this, and I know some of you are thinking, well, Romania, you need to watch 11, 12, and 13, and I was like, I know, but I got so excited that I was like, I want to buy the first volume, I want to get things, because I plan on cooking in this video, which if you have watched my Dungeon Meshi, aka Delicious and Dungeon reactions, there's a playlist on my channel. I did actually cook for those videos, and I really enjoyed it. It was fun to make new recipes, because I'm going to be honest, I'm not much of a cook. So any excuse to get me in the kitchen making things I'll take it. So as soon as I got this first volume, I talked with the moderators, I talked with the Discord, I talked with patrons, and I was told that the first volume and the second volume were going to be good to go. There weren't going to be any spoilers. And so I was like, all right, awesome. So I thought, well, let's just try for this video for the month of July, now that we have officially caught up as you're watching this with season 1 of Witch Hat Atelier, let's just do the first chapter. Let's just read the first chapter. Let's make the first recipe, and then we'll go from there. If I get to recipes in the future that might be too difficult or I think are outside of my expertise range, we might read 2 chapters a week, or 2 chapters a month. I mean, I don't know if I'll be able to do this weekly with my channel because I have so much going on it, and I have a real-time job and a real-time part-time job, so it's like, but depending on how much you all enjoy these videos and how much you support them, like them, subscribe to the channel, and comment on those videos, shameless plug for the channel, then that might dictate how many more I do in the future. If we do maybe 2 a month, or, you know, 1 like every bi-weekly or something. We'll just kind of play it by ear. It also depends on me getting the groceries and being able to make the meals, but for the time being, we have some Witch Hat Atelier content to tide us over until we get season 2, which I'm pretty excited about because I'm not ready to leave these characters or leave this world. And I've been told, vaguely, because everybody knows I don't like spoilers, that there is some good Orugio and Kefri content, and this is canon, and I'm like, yes, please. So with that being said, we're not going to waste any more time. We are going to be reading the chapter. Now, I will be honest with you, because I like to plan. As soon as I heard from the Patreon that at the end of each chapter is the recipe, and then if you need like the real world ingredients, they're at the back of the thing. I did go ahead and get the ingredients for this first recipe, but I did not read the chapter at all. I just wanted to make sure I had everything, and I was missing a few ingredients, so I'm glad I did that because my nearest grocery store is like 30 minutes away. Hashtag rural problems. So that's what we're going with, but we are going to read this first chapter. I'm so excited to see what it's about, and then we're going to be making some food. So let's dive into Witch Hat Atelier Kitchen by Hiromi Sato with the series here in 3, 2, 1, created by Kamome Shirahama. Let's talk about this cover because we need to start with that. Everything about this cover, the little jewels that look like they're coming off of like the house that was crystallized, the mountain apple from there is down the bottom, a carrot, which is close to Kefri's nether region, so I don't know what the series is trying to say about that. And then the caprice yams that Orugio is holding, the big tub of radishes there. I like the lemons that are different colors. That's interesting. Also, gonna point out the water, the vapor bubble that looks like it has Orugio's favorite sangria in it. Love it. And then the crock pot that has the spell that lasts forever. Got it. Will say, Orugio's sporting some pretty good footwear. Kefri's got his black Uggs. Okay. A note for the reader. Many of the recipes featured in this tome call for rather exotic ingredients such as parasol jelly, smoked quadrophon, and flying shrimp that may be difficult to find in the non-magical world. These and other ingredients are marked with an asterisk on each recipe. A few substitutions and suggestions are provided at the back on pages 158 to 159. I'm very thankful for that. I honestly, looking at the recipe for this first chapter, we'll talk about it when we get to it, but I was like, this is actually like, this is a legit cookbook. I was like, oh, because in, like, not to spoil Delicious and Dungeon, but there's lots of recipes in that one, but they just kind of show the food. They don't show you how to make the food. And some people online have gone through and seen, and there are wikis that have the recipes, but I wouldn't exactly describe them as a cookbook kind of thing. this is like legit. So I'm pretty excited about that. All right, we're just going to be looking at chapter 1 right now, but there are 10 chapters in this book. Like I said, we will play it by ear with how this series goes on the channel and all of that, but I'm really excited. Like, look at this artwork already. It looks beautiful. Like, it looks gorgeous. I'm so excited. This was definitely worth supporting the official release, so I hope you all go out and get this as well to read along with me, and we can support the author that way. Okay. Oh, a god. Oh, a god. I haven't read the manga yet because I'm going to wait till it's closer to season 2 to read the official manga. And this is a different artist's interpretation of the characters. But Agat's it's looking kind of like Rizzo from Grease with the poofy black hair. And then Coco. And then Tetia. And Richa with Brush Buddy knows the agenda. Brush Buddy has a favorite. Night wraps its gentle arms around the Atelier. Quit quoting poetry. No one's there watching you. The children are fast asleep in their beds. Are you going to be Father Christmas? Oh, my duties are done, and now it's time for more sophisticated delights. Oh, I live. Okay. Them boots, though. Them boots. Oh, not so loud. I'll wake the girls. I have to use like Kiefer's English dub British accent. Who casts his spells by starlight? Why, the grown-up witch, of course. Ooh, nighttime adult spells. Let's see. The carapace yam will take time, so I'd best start with that. For when night falls, he sheds the mentor's mask and dons the face of childlike wonder. This story is a portrait of a witch after he escapes the day's labors and lays all cares aside. That one spell to roast the carapace yam that took Coco like half an episode, he just gets it like that. Seriously. Chapter 1. Oh, look at this. Also the tiniest little crock pot. So cute. I love the yams. You can see like the grains there. Oh, is this what we're all making? Is this our recipe that we are doing perhaps? Okay. Oh, I guess he's making the recipe as the chapter goes. That would make the most sense. Duh. While the yam's cooking, let's go ahead and dice the bacon and slice the horn caps. I want the bacon in bite-sized cubes. This looks amazing. It's not nice having to worry about pleasing my apprentices for a change. It's always something. Oh, Tetia, the veggies are huge. Or that's Richa. The veggies are huge. Agat says it's a bit strong for me. Tetia's like, it's too spicy. And Coco's like, I'll eat anything. I love that Coco is the least bothered by any meal. And I would be like Tetia. I don't like too much spice. I'll cook it nice and slow to bring out the flavor. So many steps. Goodness, I mustn't forget to keep an eye on the fire spell. I don't want the yam to burn. This is the part that worries me, is that from my Delicious in Dungeon days, I like baking because baking is usually like a step-by-step measure. It's like you do this first, then you do that first, then you do this first, and it all has a process. Cooking, they sometimes expect you to be doing 5 things at once, and I'm like, I've only got 2 hands. So we're going to see about that. I've used the drippings from the bacon to stir-fry the horn caps. So now I scoop out the yam into a wooden bowl. Okay, all right, that looks like I think this sweet potato was a substitute. Next, I slowly add the melted butter and milk as I go. The whole idea of the melted butter and the milk, using the milk, I'm like, a bit of salt and pepper to taste. And keep mixing until it has a thick, creamy, sauce-like consistency. Tubers are really such marvelous food. Caprice carapace yam. I kept saying caprice. Carapace yam, closer in taste to that of and use to a potato, despite the name, has a remarkably hard outer shell and baked whole inside takes on a wonderfully flaky texture. This making the sauce is the part that concerns me the much, so that it's like not going to curdle or something. I mix in the stir-fried bacon and mushrooms, and then whip up a quick ice spell to cool everything down. A quick ice spell! This way the mash holds together and becomes much easier to work with. Okay, so I wonder if they have you... I'm going to look at the recipe to see what they have you do. Okay, so you're making like the mash with the potatoes and the bacon and that. Then I prepare a shallow dish with breadcrumbs and my secret blend of herbs and spices. Oh, secret blend, huh? Yeah, the breadcrumbs are going to be interesting. I did get some breadcrumbs, though, so we should be good. Once the croquettes are breaded. I've never had a croquette before, so I'm really excited. They're ready to be deep fried. Before I finish it up. Okay, now the deep fried part. we're going to talk about that because I didn't want to waste a lot of oil. So I did look a little bit up. As soon as I saw it had to be deep fried, I was like, we're going to look. I looked up some information about that. Let's air out the room. Oh, I know. I've got a little vent above my oven. That's going to be going full blast. Yeah, convenient. I wish I had that magic ability to get all that out of there. Look at that. Oh my. And there we have it. Atelier style mushroom and bacon croquettes. That does look amazing. Oh, it's a marinara sauce topped with a sprinkle of grated goat cheese and it's ready to serve. Interesting indeed. We might do something besides the marinara. We might see on that. I have an idea. But yeah, the veggies, interesting. I do have some cheese. I got some Parmesan we could use. I love that while the cooking was going on, the door was shut and no one was coming out as Keyfree was making the dish. Although, let's talk about this. Would Keyfree be the type that would want help in the kitchen, or does Keyfree want to micromanage it enough where he wouldn't want help in the kitchen? Because I feel like people are either one of three paths. You are either the I want to cook with someone and we double team it, or we work in a group to cook things and we all talk and galley around and blah, 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 blah. Or you're the type of person that wants complete control of the kitchen and you're like, I can do everything, leave, come back when it's done. There's that. Or you're the type that you're like, oh, I'll work with you, but I'm going to delegate and be like, you do this, I do this, you do that. You know, there's three types. And then there's the fourth that is the person not cooking that shows up for the food. Oh, Rugio seems like the type that shows up not just when the food is done. Ah! Our poor boy. He did talk to the girls back episodes ago about how they need sleep. He looks very gruff there. I can't do the northern accent, I don't think. What do you think you're doing? Oh, Rugio, perfect timing. Perfect for who? What's the big idea? Sending all those nice smells into my workshop. Oh, he was working on his inventions. Nice. Nice. Oh, I thought you could use a little break. Oh, okay. You were doing... The way I talk, it reminds me of Aziraphale from Good Omens. And then old Rugio would be like David Tennant's character. Would be like Crowley. Yeah, you were just cooking up. Do you know what time it is? You can't go whipping that up now. I am glad he said, I hope you're happy, because for a hot second, my gutter brain got the best of me. I thought he said, I hope you're horny, and I was like, oh, no, this is not that type of manga. Let's not get crazy, because there's no way I'm getting back to work. As he gets the wine out, he's like, cha-chook. Now, I don't really, one, I'm not a drinker much anymore, so I don't know if I'll be doing any wine. And two, wine and chocolate have like these nitrates in them that can affect and trigger migraines in people, and I have figured out I'm one of those people. So I do not eat chocolate and I do not drink wine, because I'm just like, maybe on occasion I'll have one glass, and that's like, I'll just sip on it for a little bit, but no more than that. But it's the middle of the day. Excellent. A nightcap. As he took the first steamy bite, he felt his eyes squeeze shut. This can't be good for me. Oh, I know that feeling. And a laugh bubbled up despite himself. Here's to another long day and a well-earned break. Shut up. Shut up. Oh, these two having a little nightcap together. Oh my gosh. I know that feeling where, you know, if you're trying to like watch what you eat and like be healthier, and then your friend brings over like a pie or a cake and you're like, ah, dang it. I know this isn't good for me, but I just want it so bad. Oh, okay. So I did look at this recipe. I was like this on the screen being like, I just want to look at this one recipe. Golden brown guilty pleasures to tempt even the most stalwart witch into a midnight snack. Keyfree, you temptress! Keyfree, you sorceress! You temptress! Atelier style mushroom and bacon croquettes. Ingredients, serves too. I'm really excited about this entire manga. I know that's not going to be the case the entire time, but I'm hoping that most of these recipes are like 2-serving recipes, because I'm like, dude, as somebody that does not live with another person, I'm like, this will not have a lot of food waste, and I'm really excited about that. So, okay, the creamy mash filling is the carapace yam, which I looked up is a sweet potato, basically. Have those. Bacon. I had to go out and buy bacon, but I think that's going to work. The horncat mushrooms, I had to get those. They're basically like bell mushrooms. Butter I have, milk, salt, pepper. The breading, I have an egg, got some flour, the breadcrumbs I got, herbs and spices. We'll make our own key-free special blend. Now the oil for frying, and then the Parmesan I've got for the grated cheese, and then marinara. I don't want to open up a whole jar of marinara, but we might have some other sauces that we can use to kind of like go along with that I've got left over that I can recycle. So we're going to go with that. And then the oil for frying. I looked up like how to fry without, deep frying necessarily, because I don't want to waste a bunch of oil. And also I want it to be a little bit healthier. So I saw where you can put like some olive oil into a pan to fry it, and it's like a lightly fried instead of deep fried. And I think that will work as long as it gets hot enough. I mean, I think that'll work. It's the egg really that you want to watch out for. I mean, the bacon's going to already be cooked, so that should be fine. It's the egg you want to make sure that you get it all done well, but it's going to have breadcrumbs and stuff. I think this will be fine. We will see. So, all right. I love the draw a pyreball seal. That's so cute. Roast a carapace yam over the flame or boil the potato until it's soft enough for a knife to slide through easily. We're probably gonna go the college student route and microwave the potato. I know people are gonna be like, you microwave the potato, but honestly, I'm hungry and I want my food. And you can get it pretty soft. I'll show y'all how we do it. Dice the bacon into bite-sized cubes and slice the mushrooms. Now in the frying pan, we're gonna be cooking the bacon and getting that, and then use the bacon drippings to stir fry the mushrooms. That's going to be delicious. Bacon grease makes some delicious uses for frying. So then we're going to do the mixing bowl with the butter, and it says peeled potato in the mixing bowl, add the melted butter and mix thoroughly, and continue to mix while adding the warm milk. So it says as needed for the milk. I don't know. I guess to make the mash. So I guess you just warm up the milk and then add it until there's a creamy consistency. That's the only part. The milk's the only thing that worries me because it does not give you, it just says as needed. And I'm like, that's dangerous to put that on there. So I guess we'll warm up some milk and I bought some whole milk. We'll warm it up and just go with it. I usually drink oat or almond milk, but I did not want to substitute if I didn't have to because I figured that would worry me. And then stir the bacon, the horn cap mushrooms into the mash prepped in step 5. Allow the mash to cool using magic or other means, like probably the ice, and then divide and shape into 4 to 6 equally sized croquettes. So we could probably get the mash, we could probably pop it in the fridge, and then prepare 3 shallow dishes for breading, 1 for flour, 1 for the egg, and 1 for the breadcrumbs. That seems easy enough with the herbs and spices. Roll in the flour, then the egg, then the breadcrumbs, and then fry in the oil over medium heat. Perfect. I think that this is doable. I think this is doable, and we're going to give it a shot. So I hope you all are ready. Let's go make ourselves some Atelier style mushroom and bacon croquettes. Hey everybody, so we are going to be getting ready, and I'm going to be showing you the ingredients list and kind of walking through what that looks like before we start our process to make the croquettes, as it were. So the first thing that we have our carapace yam, which is not lovely and round, but I'm going to be cleaning this off. We're going to use it as our sweet potato. We have salt, we have pepper. I'm going to be using Irish butter because it's the only butter that I have, and also because it needs to be used because it may have expired already. It's better though, it'll be fine. And then we have our egg that's going to be for the coating. We have some bacon here. This is 8 ounces. We're going to be using about a third of it to get 3 ounces. Then for our breading, I'm going to be using whole wheat flour because it's a little bit healthier. We've got some breadcrumbs. We've got our different seasonings that we're going to be using. Since they didn't specify what kefir used, I've got some parsley, a little bit of oregano. I've got some Italian seasonings, whatever Italian is. Then we have some minced garlic as well as onion powder. And then for our grated cheese, we have some Parmesan and the marinara. We'll talk about the sauce when we get to it, but overall, these ingredients look pretty basic, so let's get started. Okay, so I have cleaned off this sweet potato now, and I've scrubbed some of the eyes off of it. My college technique is to wrap it up in this towel, and then put it in the microwave here, and we are going to cook it for about 4 minutes. You're just rotating it every about halfway through the process, and that should get it soft enough to use today. Okay, so I forgot about the mushrooms, which you people have probably commented on by now. So I have these mushroom sliced. There's about a cup of them. I used bell mushrooms for the horn caps. And then this is about 3 ounces of bacon that I am going to cut into cubes, and then we're going to put it over here in the frying pan that I put a little olive oil on. In hindsight, I probably did not need to do that because there's enough grease on this bacon that it's probably gonna be fine, but we're gonna use the extra grease and stuff anyway when we fry, so I figured if we have any extra, that's gonna be okay. We'll just go from there. All right, so these are in here now. It says to put it on low, so that is what I've done because it says you want to cook it slowly to get all the flavor out. So we're gonna let this start cooking, and then once these have cooked for a while, we are going to set them aside, and then we're gonna put the mushrooms in, and using the rest of the bacon grease and the oil, we're gonna saute those mushrooms up. So this should be pretty good here in a little bit. So I decided to go ahead and mash the sweet potato so that it would be done, which I did have to take the skin off. I'm sure you all, again, commented that in the video. But luckily, once you had microwaved the sweet potato, the skin was easy to peel off. It did look like something from Hannibal Lecter, so we're not going to worry about that. But I did mash it up, and I'm going to be honest, one, I could eat this whole thing by itself, so I wish I would have started the bacon process a little bit earlier because it's taken a little while for it to cook. And two, this doesn't look like a lot of sweet potato. This looks like it's gonna make 2 little croquettes. So the whole thing about serving 2, either I'm used to American portions or I should have put another sweet potato in there. So just note to self, if you're gonna make for 2 people, this looks like enough where I could split it to make 2 croquettes. So maybe add another sweet potato in if you're making it for another extra person. All right, so these are frying up with our bacon. We're starting to get some brown on there. Definitely would not have put in the olive oil, but that's okay. Those are starting to get fried up, and while I'm waiting on those to cook, I've separated out our wheat flour into a bowl, our 1 egg to do that, and then I've got our breadcrumbs. I've already added in a pinch of salt and pepper. This is our thing of spices. It's just the combination of all those together that I'm gonna put into this. As I was shaking it out, like, I accidentally hit the side of this and the salt and everything just went psh, all over the counter. So that took a little while to clean up, but we're gonna add this in here and kind of mix around here in a little bit. And that's got all those powders together. And I'll get a fork here and stir this a little bit, but we're gonna stir it as I talk. And then I have the 1.5 tablespoons of butter that I'm going to melt slowly in the microwave here in a moment that we'll be using as the mushrooms are sauteing. We're gonna be using that to get stirred up and put with our yams, and then get our milk ready, and then hopefully get all this kind of underway and get to the main event. Okay. So I've taken the bacon off and I've put it in a little bowl out here to the side. I'm going to take the paper towel that was on the yams and just kind of press it on it for a little bit, only to try to soak up some of that oil because it was pretty greasy. And then we are going to be sauteing our mushrooms in the bacon grease and olive oil together until they get a little bit shrunken down, because it's going to have to go in with the mash. So I feel like I maybe didn't slice them small enough, but it just said to slice the mushrooms. So I'm assuming they're going to shrivel a little bit once they get the heat and the oil in on them. So we're going to do that. And meanwhile, I may try to, I'm probably going to wait until a little bit closer till the mushrooms are sauteed until I get into the butter and the milk part, because after that, it seems like you got to like get ready to fry them pretty quickly. So we'll just wait on that and then come back. So I have heated up the butter. I just did it for 10 seconds, mixed it around, did 10 seconds more. I'm doing the milk in the microwave right now because I don't know exactly how hot it should be. It says the milk should be warm, and that's pretty warm. So we're gonna test it out just to see if this goes in there well, and then I can't film while I do it, but I'll show you the result after that. Meanwhile, I've put the mushrooms and the bacon here, and I have this paper towel that's trying to soak up some of the extra grease, so we've got it there while that cools down a little bit before we fry. Okay, it did not take that much milk to get it to this consistency where it is kind of coming together. And I feel like it's going to be good for frying and everything. Like I said, this was a tiny little cup and I only used maybe that much of it. So maybe a fourth of a cup of milk. Not that much and I'm going to kind of stop here because I don't want it to be too runny. I want it to be able to mold into the balls. So I'm going to let these cool off for just a second. And then we're gonna get to start maybe shaping our croquettes. Okay, so I did get the mushrooms and the bacon mixed up in the sweet potato. I'm not gonna lie, I could probably eat this like it is. But we're gonna let it cool off in the fridge while I feed my dogs lunch. I did realize instead of putting the salt and pepper in with the breadcrumbs, I should have mixed it in with this, but it's all gonna end up there anyway, so it should be fine. But we're gonna let this cool off in the fridge for a hot second until I can get messy and mold it, and then we're gonna go from there. Okay, this was by far the messiest part so far. I let them cool down in the freezer for a little bit because the fridge was taking a while, and I've made these. They look croquette shaped. My hands literally are covered in sweet potato and look like I massacred something, but you know what? It's really good, so I'm not mad. But now I'm gonna be like breading these, and the flour first, then the egg, then the seasonings, and then we're gonna pop them here. This is getting pretty warm, and then I've got I decided that we're gonna do that. We got some tongs that we're gonna grab on this, and we're gonna see how this goes, y'all. I'll show you one after I do it. I'm gonna try to show you one-handed because I've got one in there now, how to do this. We're gonna take this one, and we're gonna try to gather it all up here. Getting it in the flour is not a bad part. That part, it all seems to be cohesive, coming together. Get it around the flour, make sure it's all nice and coated. Then I'm gonna put here in the egg, get it around like that, and then as fast as you can, transfer it to the bread and coat that sucker up as much as you can all around it. And then it's still pretty flimsy. I probably could have cooled them off longer, but after it's all soaked up in the breadcrumbs, then we're gonna pop it down in that oil, okay? And then go from there. These are gonna be lightly breaded croquettes. Okay, here is the important thing though. You'll see that these things fry up super fast. Like I barely had time to clean off that, and they were already like frying up in this oil, which I'm not mad at. It being darker probably means that it's getting the job done. And then we're gonna kind of rotate that one over a little bit, get that up in that oil, but at least it's smelling fried. It's smelling like it's cooking. So I'm gonna treat that as a good thing. It smells like a state fair in here. I'm not even joking. So we're gonna get these fried up, and then I'm gonna get some veggies cooked up and tell you what I'm gonna do about the marinara or my substitute for it, and then we'll see how these suckers taste. So before I try this, vegetables are out and ready to serve. They are steaming, they are so hot. These two croquettes did not turn out the best. I think I should have left them one in the freezer or the fridge a little bit longer and used more egg and flour to mold them together. This one doesn't look bad. This one actually looks like kind of like the book. And then instead of marinara, I wanted to go with something sweet since it was a sweet potato because I'm a monster like that. So I've got some honey fig spread. I'm like, bacon and fig, how can you not go wrong? So we're gonna test out and see if this all tastes really good. So now we're gonna try out and see if our croquettes actually taste really good. This one looked really cute, but I'm gonna try one that's a little bit grungy. We're gonna try it without the fig spread and just see. It's really good. I think I might have made them too big. At first, I told you all earlier in the video that I didn't think that the one sweet potato would make enough for two people. No, there's 3 giant ones here. Like I honestly might save one for later, but I could have probably made 4 just like the recipe calls for. I underestimated once you add in the bacon and the mushroom, it makes these significantly bigger. So let's dive into this and taste some of this with the breading and get into the fig spread. I'm more of a sweet girl than a savory girl, so this is really good. Now, to be honest with you all, this took about, in preparation and cooking, about an hour to do, and I have a sink full of dishes. So is this something I would make on the regular? No. But if I had someone to impress on a date and I'd practiced this enough, I'd be like, oh, let me make you some lovely Atelier mushroom and bacon croquettes. Like, I would be able to impress with this, I think, if I practiced it enough and got oddly enough, the oil, it was the perfect amount. Like, by the time I got done frying everything was cooked, and I used up all the oil, so there wasn't a lot of waste there, which was great. But, this is delicious. I will call this recipe, even though it looks a 5 out of 10, taste-wise, it's easily an 8 out of 10. It's great. I'm going to be digging into these and munching on these and having a good old lunch. And thank you all for joining me as I attempt to do this. I'm going to try to get my camcorder. It was out of battery the day. I forgot to plug it in, so that's why we'll use the camcorder in the future for other episodes of Witch Hat Atelier Kitchen. And in the meantime, I'm excited to hear your thoughts down below. Please let me know what you thought, if you've made these before, or if you think you were going to make these before. They are actually very easy to do. They just require a bit of time, some dishes, and some basic kitchen equipment. So anyway, I hope you all have a wonderful week. Please stay safe, take care, and I'll be back very soon with chapter 2 and our next recipe for Witch Hat Atelier Kitchen. And I'll see you then. Bye.